Hey Venti viewers, today's video is all about the Mattebox Recon from Polar Pro. Now I've added some timestamps in the description down below, so if you already know what a Mattebox is and how to use it, and you just want to see about the features and some sample footage from the Recon, be sure to check those out. Now let's get started. Now when I saw Polar Pro announce the Recon Mattebox, I was familiar with matte boxes, but I never really knew why I needed a matte box, and I was kind of intimidated by them just in general. But it turns out that this is a pretty innovative piece of hardware. I've had this thing for probably about a month now and have used it on a lot of projects, and I gotta say, it's something that's gonna stay in my camera bag at all times. Now, the main reason why you would want a matte box is to prevent unwanted light from entering your lens, and if you want to add some cool effects that make your footage just pop just a little bit more and helps you stand out from the crowd. Now, usually lenses like the Sony 16-35 f2.8, which I have right here, comes with a lens hood like this. Now, the problem is when you put a filter on your camera lens, you can't really attach a lens hood to help with some of the glare. So that's where a matte box comes in. Now, as you can notice in the top left of the footage that I took earlier today, it's very subtle, but as I kind of move the matte box hood around, you can see that there's just a little less glare up there in the left. Now, I know this next reason as to why you need a matte box is kind of silly, but a matte box just kind of adds a professional touch to your camera setup. It's the same thing like the camera cage that we reviewed a few videos ago. It gives your filmmaking rig just kind of a more finished and polished look, and it can make your camera look like a more serious piece of equipment, which is something that's really important if you're going to work on more commercial projects. Alright, so let's talk about some of the features and overall build of the Recon, because there are a lot of things to go over for this section of the video. So let's start with the outside of the Recon. So you have the carbon fiber flap here, which helps keep out the unwanted glare like we saw earlier in the video. You kind of can move it around any way that you want to, just like that. You can loosen it up and it goes back down. Now, this can come off by turning this little knob right here, and you just kind of put it at like 45 degrees, and I think it just kind of like, it's supposed to easily slide out. Yeah, there you go. Now you'd want to take this off maybe if you're filming at night, and this just helps eliminate one extra step in your setup. Now, if you take the whole thing off here by unscrewing it, it has a metal back that comes with it that helps protect it when it's in your camera bag. So if you're like me and you have a lot of things in your camera bag that can scratch different lenses and filters like this, this is a lifesaver. And I love the way that this just sounds. It's got such a nice like metally sound to it. It's a nice touch. Now, the way that this design makes it so you don't have to touch the filter at all, so you don't get any fingerprints on it as well. Now, what Polar Pro calls the core, which is this main part right here, this is the variable neutral density filter. And if you're not sure why you need a neutral density filter, I would check out this video about the ND filters on the Mavic 3, going over the importance of an ND filter. Now, it has 6 stops of neutral density and an extra half stop for those really bright sunny days, which we're starting to get a lot of here in Los Angeles. And the way that you can change how dark or not dark you want it to be is very well designed. They built in these notches right here to help you grip the ring and have haptic feedback when you want to add that little extra half stop, which was a nice touch. Now, what's nice about this is it lets you easily rotate the whole box if you want to switch from vertical to horizontal shooting, by just kind of undoing this little switch right here. And then that way, if you want to film horizontal or vertical, because you know everyone wants vertical video now, you can do that very easily, which is really, really nice. And they've added a second number to the list here as well. So when you film either vertically or horizontally, you kind of have your second list of numbers here and here on both sides, which was also a nice little touch. Now, if you want the core to come off, you can totally do that very easily by just releasing this little knob right here, and now it should come out. Yep, there we go. So undo this, and then it comes out. So this is the variable neutral density filter right here, which is really, really nicely well designed. So you would want to take this off if you want to film at night for some cool different added effects. So I ended up going with the director's kit, and what makes a director's kit different from just the standard kit is it comes with the blue morphic or gold morphic filter and the mist filter. That's it. Everything else comes with it. You get the carrying case, you get the extra backing, you get the core, the variable ND filter, you get the little flap here, and then the matte box itself. Now, what I ended up doing just for this part of the video is I took the core out. So this is the variable ND filter only, which you could attach this onto your camera if you didn't want to use the matte box, and now you have the ND filter there. And I just put this step-up ring on. Now, this is an 82mm thread, the same as the core, so they're both 82mm. Now, what we can do is, let's say you're filming at night, you can slide this on right here, just like that, and just kind of like glides on the camera, which is really, really nice, really easy to take on and off. This comes out like this, and maybe actually, since I'm filming at night, there's not a lot of glare, so I'm just gonna take that off. Now, if we go here, I'm not touching it at all with my fingers, which is really nice. It comes with this little kind of clamp right here. You can clamp the blue morphic in just like that. And then if I want to take the mist filter as well, I can put the mist in as well. So right now I have two filters. If I wanted to, I could take the step-up ring off and then add the variable ND filter on if I'm filming during the day, and I want to have mist, and I want to have a blue morphic. So the mist and the blue morphic, I actually took some sample footage of what those look like, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. Now, Polar Pro offers two setups for the Recon. You have your base kit, which comes with the variable ND filter, the carbon fiber hood, the front and rear defender caps, and the 82mm base plate with the storage case thrown in there as well. So no effects, filters, that'll run you $399. Now the director's kit, which is one that I got, has all that plus the mist filter and the blue morphic filter as well. These were filters that I demoed earlier in the video. That one will run you $599. Now the question is, which one is right for you? Well, if you're only gonna film during the day, I'd say probably just go with the base kit, since you don't really need any of the effects. If you film at night and you want to take pictures at night, then I'd probably go with the director's kit, because all the neat effects you can create with it with the blue morphic and the mist. They also have a gold morphic effects filter. I might buy that one later down the line too, just because I really like the way that the gold flare looks as well. Okay, so what are my overall thoughts on the Recon kit? I'd probably say it's definitely worth it for a lot of people that are in filmmaking. From all the different filters and effects that you can have to just the overall build of it, to not have to take my fingers and get fingerprints all over this filter, screwing the back on like this, having the front on like this, being able to take this on and off. It folds down. It's just a really innovative product. I'd highly recommend it for your filmmaking arsenal. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you learned something. And until the next time, VentTV is out.